This is Nongshim Soon, the veggie ramen. Okay, I haven't been able to find out very much from my research on this noodle. Can't get any information about the sales figures or anything like that. All I know is that this is a vegan ramen. It is vegan certified, and it's from Nongshim, which is obviously famous for Shin Ramyun. So it's a Korean noodle. So I have had this once before, and I remember not being that impressed. So I hadn't bought it for a very long time. So it was years ago that I had this last. So I'm quite looking forward to giving this a go again and just seeing if anything's changed or if my palate's changed or anything like that. My brother swears by these, thinks that they're a great sort of lunchtime noodle. So we'll see. So I'm just gonna have a look at the packaging here. I think this is really, really nice packaging. Once again, Nongshim are smashing it in terms of the design of their packaging. This looks so beautiful and calming on the shelf. It really makes you want to buy it. I think it's great. So on the front it just says Soon Veggie Ramyun Noodle. There's a serving suggestion there and lots of green leaves flying around. On the back we can see that it's vegan, of course. In terms of the calories, 430 calories, which is quite low actually, I think. In terms of a typical noodle. In terms of the ingredients here, I want to have a look at what's in the seasoning. So we've got, so seasoning, maltodextrin, yeast extract, soybeans, salt, garlic, wheat flour, salt, spices, maltodextrin, garlic, red chili pepper, black pepper, sugar, flavor enhancers, shiitake, and acid. Okay, yeah, so I think it's interesting that they've clearly got quite a few spices in here, and I remember thinking that this wasn't going to be spicy, just when I lifted it off the shelf and got it last time, and I remember being a little bit disappointed that it was spicier than I expected. So let's see if that is the case today. Okay, in terms of how to cook this, add noodles and seasoning powder into 500 mils of boiling water. Cook for 4.5 minutes, stir well and serve. Okay, easy peasy. Right, let's go in and take a look. All right, okay. So we've got the soup base here, and we've got vegetable mix. So those are the flakes, and classic round shape of Nongshim noodle. Looks like definitely thinner than the Chapaghetti noodle. So this looks a little bit closer to what we typically have with a Shin Ramyun. Let's have a little look inside. Okay. Oh, the flakes look really nice. I'm gonna have a look and see what's in the flakes here. Okay, pak choi and carrot. That's what's making it look so appealing. They look wonderful. Probably the best flakes I've ever seen. All right, let's have a look at the soup base. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so quite red. I guess you can see from the packaging that it is going to be a red soup. Yeah, it smells a bit like stock cubes. Yeah, I would have thought that was a chicken stock cube if that was put in front of me. But yeah, I'm excited to give this a go, and let's see what this is like. Let's cook it up. Okay, this is boiling hot, so I'm gonna have to let it cool for a bit. I think that steam's probably gonna fog up the lens, but I'm looking forward to this. Let's let it cool, and then we'll give it a review. Okay, I'm not sure I can wait any longer. I have to get stuck into this. It's really soupy, isn't it? When you make it to the specification on the back of the packet. I usually don't make any soup type noodles this soupy. I usually make them much more concentrated in flavor with much less soup. But I'm looking forward to this. It's making my mouth water just looking at this. So let's give it a smell and we'll see what we're getting. It does smell vegetable-y. Honestly, it kind of smells a bit like pak choi. It smells a little bit like shiitake. Yeah, it smells nice, actually. Yeah, it smells ever so slightly spicy, but you know, if I close my eyes and smelt it, I probably would just say it smelled of a vegetable soup. In terms of the look, looks appealing. I think the flakes have hydrated into some nice little bits of pak choi there. The noodles look good. They look really good. They just look like exactly what you get from a Shin Ramyun. Again, 4.5 minutes of cooking. I generally would go for just a little bit less, maybe half a minute less. But we'll see. We'll see what this tastes like. Okay, first the soup. Really salty. Immediately you get the chili, you know, so this is immediately a spicy soup. Definitely tastes mushroom. There must be a lot of that shiitake in there. Okay, let's, yeah, it is. Yeah, slightly lingering shiitake flavor there in the mouth. It's beautiful though, really Moorish. Let's try the noodles now. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, it's piping hot still. Again, similar flavors really coming through. It just tastes like there's loads of pak choi and shiitake in this. I seem to remember being annoyed by how spicy this was, you know, not expecting it to be spicy, but it actually really isn't. I know there's chili in there. Your mouth sort of wakes up when you take that first spoon. But it's really not overly spicy. I think it must be my tendency to make it less soupy than the specification. The last time it must have just been quite concentrated, but this is really nowhere near as spicy as I remember it. Yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay, let's have a little go with the noodles and see what the texture's like. Yeah, it's always a really pleasant texture on these Nongshim noodles. Again, like it's not al dente in the slightest, especially when you make a soupy type noodle. It's sitting in the soup, cooking away, you know. I don't think you need to cook the noodles for that long. I think you can cook them less and get a little bit more chew if that's what you like. Very pleasant. Oh, my nose is running here with all of the heat from this. And this is the thing with those soupy noodles. It takes a long time to cool down. Yeah, nice. Some of the flavors got a bit, sorry, caught my throat there. Oh, some of the flavors got a bit more intense at the bottom of that. So like the chili got a little bit more intense. The mushroomy flavor got a bit more intense. It got a bit more salty towards the end. I think that's just to do with the shape of this bowl. But yeah, that was really good. I was quite impressed. My mouth is definitely alive with the chili, but it was by no means a overwhelmingly spicy bowl there. I can really see how this could be a good lunchtime noodle. So, in terms of the price, this was £1.10 for this packet, and for for what you got there, I think that was really good. Again, you know, you can't really go wrong with these Nongshim noodles. They're all similar price, and you know, you get a decent quality. They're very reliable. I think I would get it again. I think last time I left it maybe a few years. I don't think I'm going to leave it that long the next time. Part of my problem with this noodle is really when to have it. Because if you're craving a spicy soup, you would just go for Shin Ramyun. You wouldn't necessarily go for something like this that's a bit spicy and tastes of mushroom and pak choi. I could see myself getting it just for a change, maybe every few months, maybe keep one in the cupboard. But I just, in terms of the market positioning, I don't really see where the market is for this, other than I guess it is vegan, which must be an amazing option to have if you're vegan. So maybe that's the angle on this in terms of marketing. But yeah, I think I would probably get this again in a few months. Yeah, that was good. So overall, I would say I think it was good. It wasn't stellar and like Shin Ramyun or some of the other Korean noodles. Not as interesting as Chapaghetti. So I would say this is a good solid bowl, and it would be 3 stars out of 5.